Now, for a lot of people, I mentioned this earlier, radio is a bit of a performance. And they like these contrived things, these pre-produced bits, these features. I have no comment to make on that other than that I can't do that. Not for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. 15 hours you can't put on a show. It's not an act, not to me. It has to be a real conversation. And my audience seem to respond to that well too. And the same thing is happening on Twitter. Now, you're sitting in your car at your breakfast table, wherever you are, you're chatting, and Twitter now just becomes another person involved in that conversation, or it becomes your voice to other people who are not actually physically present. And if you treat it that way, you'll be surprised at how well the results work in terms of feedback and people who want to interact with you. Now, I want to lay a massive, gargantuan myth to rest. I've got it here somewhere. This is apparently my Twitter rate card. Now, I have never even seen my supposed Twitter rate card. I have no interest in charging people for tweets. I have never charged anyone for a tweet. I'm not interested in trying to market this as a solo vehicle for earning money. I didn't even come up with the damn thing. It was developed by a company that did our website. They drew it up as an experimental thing. They wanted to work out how we might in future be able to play with these things. Let me be absolutely clear at this. And again, at the risk of sounding like Bill Clinton, I did not have a rate card. Not a single time. I did not draw up 20,000 Rand tweets and try to sell them to anybody. What we have done is what everybody's doing, and I believe there are people, by the way, who are charging for tweets. I don't know, I've never met any of them. I don't know who the hell they're charging these tweets for. People with 10,000 followers trying to persuade somebody that they're an important influencer in society. But nonsense is this, that we must take these people seriously. If I told you I had a little internet radio station with 15 listeners, must you take me seriously? People who are consultants in the media business, who haven't the ability to entertain even a crowd this size, and will tell you that they can gain you an audience. Nonsense. So, if you have followers, do whatever you like with those followers. If you can sell them hard sell messages, go for it. It's not going to happen with me. I provide content, and if you follow, you'll understand that it's mostly funny stuff, interesting stuff, opinionated stuff. The general consensus is that it's more or less working, but the numbers, I promise you, not important to me. What's interesting here is that the response of people is what intrigues me, and I'm sure it would you too. As anyone who's interested in the broadcast medium, in the media world generally, in why and how people interact with each other, this is the thing that's important, is how people respond. And it boils down to a relationship. And this brings me to ratings, because this is a real bugbear of mine. We're still relying on quarterly marketing figures gathered by people with clipboards like it's 1983. I had this happen to me once. We're sitting in 2012 and people are still basing their ad spend on a technology that's about as outdated as the Stone Age tool. And I don't know whether it's true that I gained 5,000 listeners between May and August, but it's interesting that it's always 5,000, not 4,326. But I'll go on Facebook right now and I'll tell you who listened today because they're telling me what they thought of something that happened. I'll tell you how they feel about it. I'll tell you whether they liked it or not. This is qualitative and quantitative stuff. That's available, that's free. And it's right there, and don't tell me again that it's all subjective, because so are these stupid marketing surveys that they do. Most of the time it's the radio station who chooses the people they want to participate in the thing. And then they just throw out the results they don't like, or if it's an independent one, all they do is extrapolate something by 10. That doesn't seem right, since we're all individual and we now make our own choices about everything, including, most importantly, what medium we listen to. Your results are also instant. I have two examples here. This is a Facebook thing. I put up a picture of Rian Kruiwagen the other day. This was an hour after we put it up. I don't have slides and things. I thought that I'd try and do this as if it were on radio. An hour after we put it up, 40,072 people reached, 1,425 talking about it, 950 likes and 200 comments. 3 days later, we had 81,520 people reached, 7,673 talking about it, and 2,500 likes. Those are active, real people clicking on something. How many advertisers, how many clients come to you and wish for that kind of response? But we all have it, and it's available to us right there and then.